Hello and welcome to our Build-It-Yourself Minecraft mission for Hotshots. My name is Josh and this is the first of 8 videos that I am making that go along with this mission. In this 8-week-long mission, you can expect to bring your Minecraft skills to new heights. You'll learn advanced Minecraft mechanisms, exercise your ability to build some complex creations, and of course use all those to impress your parents. As with all of the courses we have at Build It Yourself, our lessons will tie in with a storyline. Our story for this class will take place in the quiet town of Strugelberg. Strugelberg has always been a peaceful town, except for one day of the year. Once a year, Strugelberg hosts its very special Friendship Festival. And, of course, the part that everyone looks forward to during the Friendship Festival is the fireworks show. As members of the festival committee, your job is to put on the best fireworks show this town has seen yet. With the other kids in your class, you'll form an unbeatable team of engineers and put together your collective knowledge of redstone and learn new redstone techniques to control various parts of this fireworks show and make it awesome. Alright, so I think it's time for a little example so you can actually see what you'll be building in this class. Here we are in the town of Strugelberg, where I've set up a little example area where I've made my own little fireworks show. So, to start it off, we have this special trigger, which you'll learn in a later class. I hit this button, then the fireworks show should start. Alright, so now we're moving on to today's lesson. So, today's lesson is going to be a review of logic gates. You've probably learned a bit of logic gates before, maybe on your own, and if you've taken the previous class from Build It Yourself, you know a bit about what logic gates are, and how to use them. So, we're still going to go over them just a bit, so you all have a review of it. So, what logic gates are the basic elementary building blocks of computer logic. So you can use them to get outputs when you give in certain inputs. And the best way really to show this off is just by example. So each logic gate you can think of as a certain black box. When you put something in, you'll get something out. And each of these logic gates are different black boxes, so they'll give out different things depending on what you're actually building. The first one we have set up here is called a NOT gate. So a NOT gate, what that does is it reverses whatever you put in. So if you have a circuit going in that's on, such as this lever, the output will be off. On the other hand, if you have it off, it will be on. So you can see how that works. It just is a black box, this logic gate, that spits out the reverse of whatever you put in. Next up, we have this logic gate. This one is called an OR gate. So what an OR gate does is, you can see, it has places for 2 inputs. So it takes 2 things in and gives out an answer depending on what settings that they're on. So what an OR gate does is, if either one of these on, if lever 1 or lever 2, get it, that's where the name comes from, is on, then the output will be on. So I turn that one on, the piston turns on, I pull this lever, that one turns on as well. And if I have them both on, well, it's also on. So it's either or. And next up, we have this logic gate over here. This one is called an AND gate. So maybe using for what you learned before and what you saw from the OR gate, do you guys want to try and guess what the AND gate does? You can pause and let the kids try and figure this out. Okay, so we probably heard some good answers from the class, but what an AND gate does is it takes in these two inputs. If number 1 and number 2 are on, only will that piston turn on. So here I switch 1, nothing happens, right? Different from an OR gate. But if both of them are on, the piston turns on. Otherwise, if it's only one, it doesn't work. Thus, you have to have 1 and 2 to be on. Now, those are your 3 basic logic gates. That's probably what you'll really need for this class. But if you're feeling really advanced, maybe you can try and learn this next one. Just a bit of a heads up, we won't actually be using this one in the class, but it is just cool to know, and it'll definitely impress your parents. This one is called an XOR gate, otherwise known as an exclusive OR gate. It sounds really complicated, but it's not really that complicated. So we have levers 1 and 2, and so if I turn one of them on, the piston turns on. Sort of like an OR gate, right? And I turn number 2 on, and it goes on. So far, it looks exactly like an OR gate, but here's where the exclusive part comes in. If I have 1 and 2 both on, it actually turns off. So this gate will only return an on if only one of these is on. So that's an exclusive OR gate. It has some cool uses that maybe your instructor could talk about, but again, you don't need to learn it for this 8-week class. It will just be a bit of extra credit. So that was a quick review of logic gates, and have fun building! So before I go, I just want to introduce one last tool to you that you could use to help you out with today's class and the rest of the class that you'll have. So here we are on the Build It Yourself website in a special part of the site known as Build It Blocks. So Build It Blocks is a library of instructional modules that allow you to build projects quickly and reliably. One of the section that we have modules in is Minecraft. So we'll go to this section, and you'll see that there are already instructions for your NOT gate, your AND gate, and a whole bunch of other things that you can look at if you're interested. And so we can look at one of the things that I showed off today, the AND gate, and you can see there are simple, easy to follow instructions for you to use if you want to build your AND gate. And just ask your instructor for the URL. So that's all for today. Josh out.